Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today we're taking a look at a brand that was resurrected and actually started its roots in 1955 in Germany and was recently brought back by their grandson, the owner's grandson. This is Circula Watches, and this is one of their classic automatic models I have in for review. As you can see, it has a stunning blue sunburst dial. It's an automatic watch, of course, and it does state made in Germany down at the 6 o'clock position. Now, getting a little further into this watch, I will throw up some shots of some of their past watches so you can see what they're about. Now, some of their watches, they had a nice Valjoux chronograph, dive watch, some other nice watches as well. And they have roots in Germany, so obviously this watch is made in Germany. Now, the brand does have a few models. They actually are using some older movements, which are refurbished, old stock, and some of their newer watches. This is one of their more simpler watches. They did start with quartz watches when they resurrected the company. Now they have moved on to only automatic timepieces or mechanical timepieces, and you can check out the link in the description below if you want to read more about their brand. Anyway, let's get more into this watch. Now, this version, the price point is about £328, I believe, stated on their website, so keep that in mind. Now, the watch is crafted a solid 316L stainless steel all around, as you can see here. The case is actually one of the most impressive parts of this watch. The casework is very nice. If you can get in, you do see a balance wheel as signed on the pull and push crown here. Now, starting with some basic dimensions, we do have a 39mm case here, so it's relatively a decent size for basically what kind of looks like a dress watch. It basically is a dress watch, although nowadays you can definitely wear this thing casually if you want to. In terms of case thickness, it's really thin at only 10mm. That's including the double-domed sapphire crystal. So at 10mm, it's definitely a very nice fit under the cuff. In terms of lug-to-lug distance, we are looking at about 45.5mm. That is from here to here. So only 45.5mm. So it fits really nice on my wrist. My wrist is 6.5 inches. Now, the dial itself is a blue sunburst dial, as you can probably tell, which really gives off nice hues of blue when the light hits it. You can even see it right now. We do have a nice orange sweeping seconds hand, which is really nice. You can really see that on the dial. It really stands out there. Now, in terms of the lug width, we're looking at 20mm. In terms of water resistance, we do get 50 meters or 5 ATMs. This is a pull and push crown. Now, the case itself, like I stated, is very nicely finished. It feels very solid. In terms of case finishing, it is brushed on the sides, while on the tops of the lugs, it's highly polished. It is highly polished all around this smooth bezel here, which is really nice, gives it some nice contrast there. The crown itself is signed, and this is a balance wheel, which has something to do with their roots. If you want to read more on their website, you can definitely check that out. Now, the dial itself is relatively simple. If you look, you have nice applied, sharp, polished indices. We have a nice orange second sweeping hand, which does reach all the way out to the end of the dial, which I really do appreciate. The hands themselves are polished and quite thin. Not really that thin. They do definitely match up to the markers there, which is very nice. Inside of this watch, it is powered by the Miyota 9015, which most of you guys are pretty familiar with. It has a decent power reserve. And the good thing about this company is they actually do regulate their movements in Pforzheim. So they're very accurate. This one is running about +4 seconds a day. So the accuracy is very good on these watches. Now, we do get a nice glimpse of the movement through the case back. If I can take off the strap here. Very easy to manipulate this strap here. You basically just pull it and it can come right out. So heading to the case back, we can see we get a nice custom circular rotor here. If I go ahead and peel off the plastic here, get a better glimpse at the 9015 movement. So they put a black rotor on here, which I think is pretty cool. You know, the Miyota 9015 is kind of the Japanese, battling against the Swiss with the ETA 2824. This one does have the date wheel intact, so you will have the date wheel when you pull out the crown over here. We do get a glimpse of the screw down case back. These are real screws holding down this case back. So we have 4 screws here, and I think it looks pretty nice with the custom rotor there. And yeah, now the Miyota 9015, if you didn't know, has about 42 hours of power reserve. It beats at 4 Hz, which is 28,800 beats per hour. So you get that really nice smooth sweep of the seconds hand here, which a lot of people do appreciate, including myself. The 9015, I have a lot of experience with this movement. It's very accurate, it's very robust, doesn't really fail. You can go many years without a service with this movement. It also does contain 24 jewels, if you wanted to know that. And it does have that striping on the main plate, which is a nice little detail. Now, in terms of weight of the actual watch, on the supplied Milanese bracelet here, we're looking at about 100 grams, which is really not that heavy, but not that light. So you do feel it on the wrist. It does feel nice on the wrist there. Now, some other stuff about this watch. The crystal itself is actually a double-domed sapphire, which I did state, but it does have double anti-reflective coating and anti-fingerprint coating, which is something new to me. I'm not really 100% sure about that, but it definitely holds up with smudging if you're really OCD about that. So yeah, nonetheless, it's a very well-made watch. I do feel it in my hands, and it feels good. You know, the finishing is really nice and smooth on the sides of the case. Everything is really spot on. The Milanese bracelet is an option. This does come with a nice genuine leather band as well if you wanted it to. But the Milanese bracelet, it's really easy to adjust. It has a signed clasp, 2 buttons here, and it opens up to a pretty standard release there. And you can adjust it on the fly if you wish. It's just easier. It also has the quick release pins on the back if you want to swap out straps really easily. Anyway, let me go ahead and put it on my wrist right now, as you can see. And there's the watch on my 6.5-inch wrist. And it fits really nice. It's really easy to adjust the strap, obviously. You do have that kind of quick release there. It fits very nice. It's 10 millimeters thin, so it's really quite comfortable. It definitely slides nice on the wrist. The Milanese bracelet doesn't really pull hair, which is always nice to see. Anyway, getting to the conclusion, I think, for the price point of $328, $330, I think it's relatively a well-made watch. I like the casework. It's a very solid case. It is assembled in Germany, and it is regulated in Pforzheim, Germany, which is pretty cool. Also, the logo. I really do appreciate the logo here. You can get a closer look at the logo. It really has that vintage vibe to it, the Circula logo. And they stayed true to their same logo since 1955, which is pretty cool there. So yeah, nonetheless, definitely an interesting watch to take a look at. You can check them out in the description below. I will leave a link to their website. And yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. Let me know what you guys think of this watch down in the comment section below as usual. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and you can also read some articles at watchaddiction.com, at watchaddiction on Instagram. And I hope to see you guys real soon. Thanks so much for tuning in once again.